Hey guys, it's 258. Welcome to another ClopFic. Today, I got this from Unkindly Gnome. He said it was an AJXOC, but at the end of it, there's a picture of it that sort of confused me at the beginning. I'm like, what? So I have to read it. Most of my ClopFic readings are basically just blind readings. I just edit it so it doesn't look like I always fuck up, but there are some hiccups that I just don't care about, and I'm just going to leave them in. Anyways, let's hop right into it. Party down south. Unkindly Gnome. It was starting to get dark outside the bar. I've been here for hours, but I've barely taken a swig of my beer. I don't know why, but I've been feeling depressed lately, and that sad cowboy tune on the radio was not helping. I picked up my beer and swallowed. It tasted warm, so I just pushed it back. Then I heard the bell on the door ring as a small group of girls walked in. I really didn't pay much attention to them, but yeah, now when you get that feeling when someone's talking about you, well, I didn't have that feeling because I could hear them talking about my hat. My hat was a main hat and ball cap my father gave me some time back when I was little. I couldn't tell if they were making fun of it, so I tried to ignore them. Then I heard the sweetest voice I ever heard. Nice hat. I turned around and I saw her. She was tall and slender with blonde hair, freckles, and a farmer's tan. She wore an old red flannel work shirt that had the belly down cut off, with tattered work pants that were cut short, and an old Stetson on her head. I responded as cool as I could. Thanks. I like yours too. She looked at me with almost a disappointed look. Did I say something wrong? I asked with a confused look. Her expression changed. Oh, I'm so sorry with the hat. I don't know. I was expecting a different accent. I smiled and said, oh nah, I'm a country boy. I just wear this because it makes me look smart. She giggled and said, I'm Applejack. She held out her hand, but people call me Jackie. I held out my hand to meet hers. I'm Ratchet. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I shook her hand. So you new around here? Yeah, I guess you can say that. I've been living in my car trying to find a place. So, can I buy you a drink? I said, and she responded with a smile. I don't see why not. I waved over to the bartender, then turned to her and asked, so what would you like to drink? She said the usual to the bartender and nodded, and I said, make it 2. He comes back with a bottle of green apple whiskey and 2 shot glasses and placed them on the counter in front of both of us. I filled them up for us, and as I raised my glass, I said, to a new acquaintance, and she shot back the surprisingly fiery liquor another. She asked, nah, I need to save my money for a motel or something. She looked at me. I know a place you can stay, she said, my brow raised. I've looked everywhere and there is no one with a house for sale or rent, I thought to myself. Where is this place? I asked. I saw her crack a grin and said, hold on a second. She got up and walked back to the group of girls, and I heard a lot of mumbling and giggling. Come on, we'll take your car. My friends want to stay here a little longer. I just nodded and said, okay, it's parked up front. We walked outside. Had already gotten dark, but the neon lights of the sign illuminated my ride. My car was a restored 1970 Chevy Chevrolet SS 454 my dad passed down to me for my 21st birthday. I saw she liked the car. As she walked to the passenger door, she ran her fingers alongside the fender. As I cranked up the car, I asked, so where is this place? She said, just drive and I'll give you directions. And we drove off. It wasn't too long before I noticed her directions led us to the front gate to what looked like to be an apple orchard. I stopped in front of the gate and she got out, so I got out with her and said, oh no, I couldn't afford a place like this. She giggled and said, no, this is my land. I thought I could hire you as a farmhand and you could stay in the room in the loft of one of our barns. We got 1 pit for 11. Okay, I'm just gonna pause for a minute. This is a pretty good story, but like some of the grammar needs to be a little bit corrected, which I did try to do. Sorry if that bothered you. I thought about it for a second and said, okay, let's see. So we drove down the dirt roads through the apple tree, and I saw lights through the trees. Is that your house over there? I asked. Yup, she said. Looks nice. I said politely. She smiled and said, thank you. It wasn't too long before we made it to a barn. It looked pretty nice. It had a space in the middle for my car, so I parked there. We got out, and she motioned me to follow her up in the stars. When I made it up, she turned on a light and started to explain the room. It has It has electricity, but no heating, no air conditioning, and no plumbing. You can first start your job by digging and building your own outhouse in the morning. I sat on the old bed and said, okie dokie, then I guess I'll see you in the morning. Be up early, you want to get started working. She said, yes ma'am, I responded. Then she left, and I laid down and drifted off to sleep. Next thing you know, it was morning, and I was awoken by a loud click-clack. I opened my eyes to be looking down the barrel of a shotgun, and holding it was the biggest dude I ever saw. He looked at me with a dead stare. Who are you? He said. My name is Ratchet. A new farmhand! I yelled. Bullshit, he yelled back. Be cool, man. Just be cool. I'll go. I got up, hands in the air, then I ran to my car, and as I opened the door, I heard Jackie yell, Mac! What the hell are you doing? He looked at her, then looked back at me. Get back inside, Jackie. Just getting rid of a squatter, he said. That's not a squatter, that's our new farmhand. That's our new farmhand. A look of embarrassment came upon his face. Oh, sorry, sis. I'll go. As he stepped out the barn doorway, he said in an intimidating voice, "Nice car." She walked out to me. Sorry about that. He was already asleep when I got to that house, and he got up before me. I stopped her. Who was that? I asked. My brother, she said. Alright, well, I can tell right off the bat he don't like me, I responded. Nah, he's just protective of me and my sister is all, she said. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get started on the hole. I started out the door, then I felt a hand on my shoulder. Wait, stop. You can do that later. I need your help moving these crates to the house. She ended up working me ragged. I spent the day picking apples, planting apple trees, and feeling her brother's mad glare burrowing into my soul. While she just watched me work, she said that she wanted to see if I knew what to do. Okay, that'll do for today. So, wanna go somewhere? She asked as I walked up to her crates of apple stills. The grin that came on her face resembled the one she gave me when we first met at the bar. It's a surprise. Then the rustle came from the bush behind us, and then the girl came out with rainbow-colored hair. Ooh, a surprise. What kind of surprise? Jackie turned around with a surprised look on her face. Dashie, what are you doing here? She asked. Just thought I'd drop by. Ooh, and I remember what I said back at the bar last night. She looked me over as I carried the box of apples to the back of Mac's truck, and I heard, maybe guys aren't so bad. Jackie started pushing her away. Keep walking, she said. Okay. I guess I'll see you later then, she said while walking to the gate. Alright, see ya, Dashie. And she darted off on a motorcycle. Now let's be on our way. It's almost time, she said, then grabbed my hand and pulled me toward my car. Time for what? I asked. You'll see, she said with that grin. We got in my car, and as I turned the ignition, she opened the door, slid in, and said, I love a little speed. I took the hint and hit the gas hard. We were flying down the road. Yeehaw! She yelled loudly, and I yelled it too. Alright, where is this place? She guided me through the back roads of the countryside, and we rode on to a high cliff overlooking the whole town. I drove up to the edge, and we got out and sat on the edge of the hood. The sun was setting over the mountains, giving the place an almost orangish glow. Then she said to me, Hey, Ratch. Yeah, Jackie? She looked away from me, but I saw a blush come on her face. Do you like me? My heart nearly stopped. What did you say? I asked. Well, when I see you working in the orchard, it makes me feel funny, and when Dashie was trying to hit on you, I felt jealous, and I think I have a crush on you, and I have to know if you felt the same way. She put her hands over her face. My face became a bright crimson, and I took her hands away from her face and looked into her dark emerald eyes. Are you gonna kiss me? She asked stutteringly. If you want me to, she smiled and nodded. Yes, she said. I didn't need another word of permission, and I leaned in, and when my lips touched hers, I felt like I was in heaven. For what seemed like an eternity, we broke the kiss, and she whispered in my ear. Your place? She asked. Sure. We started back to the orchard, and she had her head on my chest, and I had my arm around her. I gotta tell ya, I had a crush on you the second I saw you. She lifted her head up and then kissed me. I kinda figured, she whispered as we pulled up to the barn. We walked up, and she hopped on the bed, and I said, Wait, I got an idea, and ran downstairs to my car and turned on the radio and came back to see her smiling. I love this song, she said. Yeah, me too. I said as I got on the bed and held her close and leaned in to kiss her. This time her lips went to meet mine, and I started to take off my shirt, and she did the same. Then one by one, each article of clothing disappeared from our bodies. Wow, I see. She looked down at her. What? Is there something wrong? She said. You're so beautiful, I said, with a dumbfounded look on my face. And she blushed bright, and we held in a tight embrace. Then she pushed me against the bed's backboard. Ouch, my head, I muttered. Then I saw her grab a rope, and she lassoed me. Now the fun begins, she said seductively. Hey, what get? I was silenced by a finger to my lips. Shh, just let it happen. And she inched down my body, kissed my chest and my stomach. Her lips inched toward my shaft, then she stuck out her tongue and proceeded to lick up from the base to the tip, then engulfed it in her mouth, and her tongue sent jolts of pleasure up my spine as she took the whole thing in, and then she slid it out her mouth with a loud pop. Meanwhile, still lassoed, she took the rope and slid it down until it was around my feet when tightened it, and threw it over the rafter above us, and proceeded to hoist me up till I was hanging upside down. Well, what are you doing? My question was halted by her shoving my face into her crotch. I knew what she wanted, so I obliged and started eating her out, and the best I could from this angle, and she went back to sucking me off. I thought I was going to pass out, either from all the blood rushing to my head, or because this chick can suck like an industrial vacuum cleaner. I was getting close, but then she let me out for her and stepped back so I couldn't do my job. Ready for more? She said in a seductive tone. Hell yeah, I responded. Then she climbed on me, still still tied upside down, and positioned herself and impaled her pussy on my dick at this point. I had lost all feeling in my feet, but I didn't care. I responded, then she climbed on me, still tied upside down, and positioned herself and impaled her pussy on my dick at this point. I had lost all feeling in my feet, but I didn't care. I was in a new state of numbing bliss. We started swinging back and forth, making me drive deeper into her entrance, making her scream in pleasure. I looked up at her and her face was red, and I knew she was close. "You alright?" I asked. "You alright?" I asked. "I'm gonna come," she gasped. Then she came, which sent me into an early orgasm, and as we hung there, we locked in a long kiss, and as we broke the kiss, she whispered in my ear, "I love you." Then the rope snapped and we fell onto the bed. We laughed with a dopey smile on my face. I looked down at her smiling face. "I love you too," I said. "I think you'll make a great addition to the farm." Just then a familiar click-clack came from downstairs and the creaking sound of the steps. "Oh, this will be interesting." The end. Oh, come on, Big Mac. Stop being so fucking protective. That's all I gotta say. That's all, like, I feel like that's every story out there, but at the same time, I read Big Mac's Hair Home, so I'm just like, it's Big Mac. So I'm guessing, because I know for a fact, like, no, I'm talking to you right now. This picture, I know for a fact that the guy in this picture, it is Big Mac. So I'm guessing that OC basically looks like Big Mac, pretty much, just in human form. Guess that's it. Anyways, I already gave like a little bit of, grammar's a little bit off, but readable. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, doing whatever the heck you guys doing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. 100,000 stores.